Welcome to Session 3. This week focuses on reasons for doing a program evaluation, as well as the program context and program stakeholders. The information in this session will be especially helpful for assignment number 2. In assignment number 2, you will describe the context of the program that you are developing the evaluation plan for, as well as its stakeholders, and the stakeholders' reasons for undertaking the evaluation. You will also develop an evaluation purpose statement. The learning activity for this week will be very helpful for you as you work towards the completion of assignment number 2. You'll have the opportunity to get a head start on various pieces that are required for this assignment. So, let's first talk about program context. What is the program context? Context typically refers to the setting and broader environment in which a program is located. The context of programs is often multi-layered and dynamic. It refers to the physical, organizational, social, cultural, historical, or philosophical dimensions of a program. However, as we begin to evaluate our programs, it is important to recognize how the context of our programs, especially the philosophy of programs, can influence our overall evaluation approach and the methods that we use, as well as the configuration of our evaluation teams and the nature of the relationships that we have with our program stakeholders and program beneficiaries. We need to consider what approaches and methods are appropriate given, for example, the philosophies and context of our programs, as well as what approaches and methods will produce evidence that is relevant and important to the various stakeholders that are part of the program context. So, for example, if you have a program that values family-centered care or patient-centered care, you may want to consider incorporating this family-centered care or patient-centered care into the approaches and methods that you use. You may be more inclined to use a participatory approach to program evaluation, which we will be discussing in the later sessions of this course. In this respect, we, as program evaluators, need to embrace the context of the program in all of our program evaluation activities. Specifically, we need to think about bringing the program backgrounds, whatever they may be, to the forefront in evaluation, and thus making program evaluations more contextually relevant and applicable to all program stakeholders. Let's take a minute to reflect on the context of the program that you are planning on evaluating. I encourage you to answer the following questions when you think about the context of the program that you're developing your evaluation plan for. First, what is the philosophy and context of the program that you are involved with? Second, how can you embrace the philosophy and context of this program in your evaluation activities? And third, how might this program philosophy and context influence the evaluation approaches and methods that you use? Will it influence which stakeholders you involve in the program evaluation? To answer some of these questions, you need to think about your program stakeholders. Stakeholders are individuals, groups, or organizations that have a significant interest in how well a program functions. Stakeholders can include those with decision-making authority within the program funders or sponsors, as well as administrators, staff, clients, or intended beneficiaries of the program. When developing an evaluation plan, it is important to engage the program stakeholders. In order to do this, you need to answer the following 2 questions. First, who are the major stakeholders in your program evaluation? And second, which stakeholders need to be engaged in the planning of the evaluation to ensure that the evaluation results are useful? As program evaluators, we are always concerned about making the evaluation results useful. That is, will they help influence practice, inform decision-making, or be used in some other way by the various stakeholder groups? Typically, we think of stakeholders as belonging to one of 3 groups. First, there is the primary stakeholders. The primary stakeholders are usually individuals who request the evaluation. They are the major decision makers associated with the program being evaluated or have funded the program itself. Usually these primary stakeholders include the program staff or program managers. Next, there is the secondary stakeholders. Secondary stakeholders are involved in the program in some way but may have little or no daily contact with the program. Nevertheless, they have an interest in the evaluation results, as they may use the evaluation results in some way to inform decision-making processes. These groups might include program participants or the leaders of the organization that houses the program. Finally, the tertiary stakeholders are more distant from the inner workings of the program, but they may want to stay informed about the program and its evaluation results. They would be interested in receiving the evaluation results. These individuals may include future program participants, or special interest groups, or members of the same profession. Different stakeholders often want different information from the same evaluation. Depending on the purpose of the program evaluation, some individuals may be primary stakeholders in one evaluation, but secondary stakeholders in another program evaluation. Thus, the label that we assign to various stakeholder groups is influenced by the purpose statement for the program evaluation. Next, we need to think about when we are conducting a given program evaluation. Traditionally, most evaluations occur at the end of a program when it's already too late to make any changes to it. However, to be more effective, beneficial, and instrumental in the program, evaluation should be done at all phases of the life of a program. Evaluation can be conducted at any stage of program development, and the stage of program development will influence the reasons for doing the evaluation purpose statement, the type of information that you gather, and which stakeholders are involved in the evaluation planning process. More specifically, in the planning phase of a new program, evaluation can be used to assess the motivation for starting a new program, to define the need for the program, and to inform decision makers about what a new program should look like, that is, its objectives and expectations. An evaluation at this stage can also help clarify important factors that are essential in laying down the foundation for a program. In a developing program, evaluation can be used to monitor program progress and redefine program activities and expectations. It can also identify potential gaps or problems early so that the program administrators or decision makers can take steps to resolve them. In a more stable or mature program, evaluation findings can be used to monitor the program and provide feedback to, for example, management. Evaluation can help show program successes as well as areas for improvement. Outcomes can also be assessed for more mature programs because enough time has passed to allow for these outcomes to have potentially occurred. At the end of a program, evaluation helps assess the value of the program as well as document lessons learned for future programs. In this phase, evaluation can assess what intervention was transferred and adopted, and if change was sustained. At this point in time, unexpected outcomes can also be assessed. You might also want to evaluate the possibility that an intervention could be replicated in another setting and what factors would encourage this replication. So now I encourage you to think about the program that you're planning the evaluation for. Where does that program fall on the program development continuum? Once you have identified where the program falls on the development continuum, you can then work with the program stakeholders to identify the purpose for doing the program evaluation. Here are some examples of purposes for doing program evaluation. You can do program evaluation to demonstrate program effectiveness to funders, to improve the implementation and effectiveness of programs, to better manage limited resources, to document program accomplishments, to justify current or future program funding, to support the need for increased levels of funding, to satisfy ethical responsibilities to clients to demonstrate positive and negative effects of program participation. That there is really serving an accountability function. To document program development and activities to help ensure successful replication of a program in another setting or institution. In addition to the above-mentioned purposes, here are 10 reasons that an organization could embark on a program evaluation or how they might use an evaluation. Please note that there is no particular order to these 10 reasons, and they might be included in your program evaluation purpose statements for the evaluation that you're planning. 1. You may do a program evaluation to establish the impact of a program. You may also do it to see if a program achieved its outcomes. You could do it to make informed decisions about a program, policy, or product. You may do it to determine the need for a program or to improve a program. There are also some other reasons why you might decide to do a program evaluation. That is, to figure out how a program can be or has been implemented, to determine a program's merit, worth, or value, to examine how a program works, so they're focusing on the process of the program, to distinguish what works within the program from what doesn't work, and there's also a variety of other different reasons that you may undertake a program evaluation. Regardless of the reason for undertaking the evaluation, you need to incorporate that rationale into your purpose statement in your program evaluation plan. While we will talk more about the types of program evaluations in Session 5, it is important to recognize the difference between formative and summative evaluations for the purpose of writing purpose statements for your evaluation plans. So let's first start with formative program evaluation. Formative program evaluations are typically undertaken to gather information that will guide program improvement. Think about feedback and formative. They may include evaluations that establish the need for a program or those that focus on improving the program design or program implementation. They are serving a discovery function. Conversely, summative evaluations are undertaken to render summary judgments on certain critical aspects of a program's performance or outcomes. They are typically referred to as hard-nosed program evaluations and are there to fulfill an accountability function, often imposed by program managers or program funders. When you are developing the purpose statement for your program evaluation, it is important to differentiate between formative evaluation and summative evaluation. Specifically, the purpose statement should include what is being evaluated, how the evaluation results will be used, and what type of evaluation will be used. The following slide presents a well-formed purpose statement for a program evaluation. In the learning activity for this week, you will have an opportunity to learn more about evaluation purpose statements and the identification of stakeholders. There are two parts to this learning activity. The objective of Part 1 is to critique various program evaluation purpose statements and then develop a possible program evaluation purpose statement for the program evaluation that you are planning for your assignments for this course. The objective of Part 2 is to identify stakeholders for an evaluation. All the information on these learning activities can be found in the Learning Activity folder for Session 3. I hope you have a great week, and please let me know if you have any questions or concerns about the material covered in this session.